Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to Esoteric Guidance, and we are going to move on to Testament number 8 of the 12 Testaments of the Patriarchs. And again, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, thank you and welcome. We are speaking of Jacob's 12 sons that he had amongst 4 women. We are talking about Bilhah, Leah, Rachel, and Zilpah are the 4 wives of Jacob. Okay? The testament of Naphtali concerning natural goodness. The record of the statement of Naphtali, what things he ordained at the time of his death in the 132nd year of his life, when his sons were gathered together in the 7th month, the 4th day of the month, he, being yet in good health, was made them a feast and good cheer. And after he was awake in the morning, he said to them, I am dying. And they believed him not. And he blessed the Lord and affirmed that after yesterday's feast he should die. He began then to say, and this is something I've learned about high vibrational beings, okay, that come here on earth for whatever reason, okay? Often they select when they're going to die. Malcolm X knew he was going to die. I don't know if Martin Luther King Jr. did, but Malcolm X knew, okay? Also, Betty knew. Okay? Also, I know people that I have been in relationship with who controlled when they ascended, okay? When they left this physical earth, okay? And he blessed the Lord. He began then to say to his sons, Hear, my children, ye sons of Naphtali, hear the words of your father. I was born from Bilhah, and because Rachel dealt craftily, and gave Bilhah in place of herself to Jacob, and she bore me, and Jacob's accountability here is something that should not be ignored, okay? Just because Eve comes to you and say, hey, here's this, no, okay? Have a backbone, okay? Be the leader, okay? Just because a woman or a man, it could be a man, who comes to you and say, hey, yeah, it's okay if you fuck him. No, really? For money or drugs or pleasure, whatever. Absolutely not. Okay, so let's not overlook Jacob's lack of accountability here and him accepting what Rachel was suggesting. Okay. And she bore me upon Rachel's lap. Therefore I was called Naphtali, and Rachel loved me because I was born upon her lap. And when I was of young and tender form, she was wont to kiss me and say, would that I might see a brother of yours from my own womb. Okay, so Rachel was now being jealous and wanted to give Jacob a child. Like you. Whence also Joseph was like me in all things, according to the prayers of Rachel. Now my mother was Bilhah, daughter of Rothias, the brother of Deborah. All of these names might be significant for you. Rebekah's nurse, and she was born on one and the selfsame day with Rachel. And Ruthias was of the family of Abraham, a Chaldean. Abraham's also a polygamist, just like Jacob, fearing God, freeborn and noble. And he was taken captive and brought to Laban, and he gave him Aina, his handmaid to wife. And she bore a daughter and called her Zilpah. Okay? This is, again, one of Jacob's wives. After the name of the village in which he had been taken captive. And next she bore Bilhah, saying, my daughter is eager after what is new. For immediately that she was born, she was eager for the breast. And since I was swift on my feet like a deer, my father Jacob appointed me for all errands and messages, and as a deer, Genesis 49:21 reference, did he give me his blessing. For as the potter knows the vessel, what it contains, and brings clay thereto, so also does the Lord make the body in accordance with the Spirit, and according to the capacity of the body does he implant the Spirit. And the one is not deficient from the other by a third part of a hair. For by weight and measure, it just means everything's calculated out precisely when you are created, when your spirit and soul are breathed through pneuma into the flesh form body that is birthed through a woman's birth canal. Okay? Is essentially what that's saying. It all goes together. The body you have, male, female, that's why people who decide to change their organs, transvestites, transgender, whatever, that's why those people, they cannot believe in the same creator that I do, highest divine white light, okay, and that you do. They cannot, because they believe that he makes mistakes if they go around changing their dicks to vaginas and their vaginas to dicks. Okay? You cannot believe in Most High. It says Most High right here. You cannot believe in Most High if you go around doing that. I would venture to say even getting plastic asses and plastic lips, okay? I would venture to say even that is an abomination. Unless that is for medical reasons. There is no need to pump my ass full of silicone, or my breast or my chest full of anything. My face, unless there's some accident or burn or something of that nature that caused a deformity, okay, during your lifetime. Otherwise, no. Okay. People like I know a guy. His name is Tony Galloway. Okay, Tony Galloway suffered. He had some accident some years ago. Suffered severe burns, far more extensive than Seal. I don't know if Seal suffered burn. I don't know what. Maybe that was from birth. I have no idea. But even these men, and there are women too, who wear these marks proudly. Tony never did anything to change that. Okay, he still took pictures, and in fact, he's a professional photographer. Okay, so he still took pictures of himself and all of that, and nothing. Okay, they wore their marks proudly, their scars. Okay, he implanted the Spirit, and the one is not deficient from the other by a third part of a hair. For by weight and measure and rule is every creature of the Most High. And as the potter knows the use of each vessel, whereto it suffices, so also does the Lord know the body, how far it is capable for goodness, and when it begins in evil. For there is no created thing and no thought which the Lord knows not. For he created every man after his own image, and man's strength, so also is his work. And as his mind, so also is his work. And as his purpose, so also is his doing. As his heart, so also is his mouth. Okay, as the heart, from through the mouth, the heart speaks. Okay, is the saying. And As his purpose, so also is his doing. Heart, also is his mouth. As his eye, so also is his sleep. As his soul, so also is his word, either in the law of the Lord or in the law of Beliar. And I like how it says, as his eye. To me, that speaks of the third eye. That doesn't speak of the eyes on, again, on your face, on your physical face. Okay? That speaks of the third eye. And as there is a division between light and darkness, here we go, between seeing and hearing, so also is there a division between man and man, between woman and woman, between the spirit of Beliar, Jezebel, okay, and Eve, Lilith, okay. So also is there a separation between Lucifer, Satan, Apophis, okay, and that type of man and woman, and a man or woman who is functioning in their high vibrational self, okay? Neither is it to be said that there is any superiority in anything, either of the face or of the other like things, but there is, okay? There is, because if there wasn't, there would not be a hell. There would not be purgatory if there was not a difference between me and the other individual. Okay? There must be a difference. There must be separation at some point, because otherwise, why do two different places exist for the people for the spirits to dwell? There must be separation at some point. For God made all things good in their order. For 5 senses in the head, he joins on the neck to the head. For the hair also for comeliness, the heart moreover for understanding, the belly for the dividing of the stomach, the calamus for health, the liver for wrath, the gall for bitterness. Interesting that you can have your gallbladder removed for bitterness. The spleen for laughter, that too. The reins for craftiness. The loins for power, the ribs for containing, the back for strength, and so forth. So then, my children, be orderly unto good things in the fear of God, and do nothing disorderly in scorn or out of its due season. For if you bind the eye to hear, it cannot. Or bid, I'm sorry, I said bind. If you bid the eye to hear, it cannot. So each thing serves its purpose. So neither in darkness can you do the works of light. 4, I'm reminded of Kenneth Copeland and Creflo Dollar and Joyce Myers and who else? That Prince guy, whatever his name is, all these mega church guru people, I'm reminded of all of them. Neither in darkness can you do the works of light. May all of them, universe, highest divine white light horse, may all of them fall in condemnation, embarrassment, publicly disgraced. Like Zachary Timms, James Cleveland, such as them. What's her name? Shelley, what's her name? I have a video on the channel about her. She started out as a dietitian, as a nutritionist, but then started this whole Fit for Jesus whatever campaign and all this nonsense in the 90s. Gwen Shambling. Thank you, highest divine white light. Gwen Shambling. She perished in a plane crash. Okay? But not therefore eager to corrupt your doings through excess or with empty words to deceive your souls. My right ear is nicely on fire right now because that's a truth. Okay? Because if you keep silence in purity of heart, you shall be able to hold fast the will of God. and to cast out or cast away the will of the devil. Sun and moon and stars change not their order. So also you shall not change the law of God in the disorderliness of your doings. You will not change spiritual laws. You will not change spiritual laws. I have a book here. Seven spiritual laws of success. Okay? Cannot change the spiritual laws. Highest divine white light says they are written. Okay? In the tablets and Akashic records in the heavenlies. You cannot change them. Nations went astray and forsook the Lord and changed their order and followed stones and stocks, following after spirits of error. But you shall not be so, my children, recognizing in the firmament, in the earth, and in the sea, and in all the created things, the Lord who made them all. By the way, the firmament in the earth is hell. That you become not as Sodom, which changed the order of its nature in like manner also the watchers, or the Nephilim, or the fallen Anunnaki. It doesn't say that, but that is the truth. Changed the order of their nature and showed homosexual and lesbian acts, polygamous and pornographic acts to humans on this earth. That was the beginning to the fall of man in whatever form, whether it was Eve or anyone else after. Okay? Watchers changed the order of their nature, whom also the Lord cursed at the flood, see, and for their sakes made desolate the earth, that it should be uninhabited and fruitless. These things I say, my children, for I have read in the holy writing of Enoch that you yourselves also will depart from the Lord, walking according to all wickedness of the Gentiles, and you will do according to all the iniquity of Sodom. So we've covered the 107 chapters of the book of Enoch on this channel. That is a playlist as well, if you would like to visit that. And the Lord will bring captivity upon you, and there shall you serve your enemies, and you will be covered with all affliction and tribulation until the Lord shall have consumed you all. And after that you shall have been diminished and made few. You will return and acknowledge the Lord your God, and he will bring you back into your own land according to his abundant mercy. And it shall be after that, that they come into the land of their fathers, they will again forget the Lord and deal wickedly. And the Lord shall scatter them upon the face of all the earth, until the compassion of the Lord shall come, a man working righteousness and showing mercy unto all them that are afar off and them that are near. Okay, that was Yeshua. Okay. I always say that I know that I'm not just saying it. I am here for those who are ready, the ascended ones. That's who I am here for. I am not here for the lost. Yeshua was here for the lost. Okay? For in the 40th year of my life, I saw in a vision that the sun and the moon were standing still on Mount of Olives at the east of Jerusalem, and behold, Isaac, the father of my father, says to us, run and lay hold of them, each one according to his strength. And he that seizes them, his shall be the sun and the moon. And we, all of us, ran together. Levi laid hold of the sun, and Judah outstripped the others and seized the moon. And they were both lifted up with them. And when Levi became as a son, a certain young man gave him 12 branches of palm. And Judah was bright as the moon, and under his feet were 12 rays. And Levi and Judah ran and laid hold each of the other. And lo, a bull upon the earth, having two great horns, and an eagle's wing upon its back. And we wished to seize him, but could not. For Joseph outstripped us, and took him, and ascended up with him on high. And I saw, for I was there. And behold, a holy writing appeared to us, saying, Assyrians, Medes, Persians, Elamites, Galatians, Chaldeans, Syrians, shall possess in captivity the 12 tribes of Israel. Again, after 7 months, I saw our father Jacob standing by the sea of Jamnia, and we, his sons, were with him. And behold, there came a ship sailing by, full of dried flesh, without sailors or pilot. And there was written upon the ship, Jacob. And our father said to us, Let us embark on our ship. And when we had gone aboard, there arose a vehement storm, and a tempest of mighty wind, and our father, who was holding the helm, flew away from us, and we, being tossed with the tempest, were borne along over the sea. And the ship was filled with water and beaten about with a mighty wave, so that it was nearly broken in pieces. And Joseph fled away upon a little boat, and we all were divided upon 12 boards. And Levi and Judah were together. We therefore all were scattered even unto afar off. Then Levi girt about with sackcloth, prayed for us all unto the Lord. And when the storm ceased, immediately the ship reached the land, as though in peace. And lo, Jacob our father came, and we rejoiced with one accord. These 2 dreams I told to my father, and he said to me, These things must be fulfilled in their season. After that, Israel has endured many things. Then my father says unto me, I believe that Joseph lives, for I see always that the Lord numbers him with you. And he said, weeping, You live, Joseph, my child, and I behold you not, and you see not Jacob that begot you, and caused us also to weep at these words of this. And I burned in my heart to declare that he had been sold, but I feared my brethren. Behold, my children, I have shown unto you the last times, that all shall come to pass in Israel. Do ye not therefore charge your children that they be united to Levi and to Judah, for through Judah shall salvation arise unto Israel, and in him shall Jacob be blessed. For through his tribe shall God be seen dwelling among men on the earth, to save the race of Israel, and he shall gather together the righteous from the Gentiles. If you work that which is good, my children, both men and angels will bless you, and God will be glorified through you among the Gentiles. And today, I was going to say something about today. And the devil will flee from you, and the wild beasts will fear you, and the angels will cleave to you. So this is happening today. Israel is still not free, as we can see, based on wars. For as if a man rear up a child well, he has a kindly remembrance thereof. so also for good work, there is good remembrance with God. But him who does not that which is good, men and angels shall curse, and God will be dishonored among the heathen through him. And the devil makes him as his own, as his peculiar instrument, playing you like a fiddle, is what the enemy does. It doesn't say that, but that's what the enemy does, playing you like a fiddle. And every wild beast shall master him, and the Lord will hate him. How was David able to beat? Was it David who was in the lion's den? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that. Was in the lion's den, okay, and no harm came upon him. Why? Because the animals obeyed him. The animals loved him because of the favor of the Lord on his life. I have other opinions about David, but that was divine's mercy upon him at that time. For the commandments of the law are twofold, and through prudence must they be fulfilled. For there is a season for a man to embrace his wife, and a season to abstain therefrom for his prayer. So then there are two commandments, and unless they be done in due order, they bring about sin. So also it is with the other commandments. Be therefore wise in God, and prudent, understanding the order of the commandments and the laws of every work, that the Lord may love you. And when he had charged them with many such words, he exhorted them that they should remove his bones to Hebron, and should bury him with his fathers. And when he had eaten and drunken with a merry heart, he covered his face and died. And his sons did according to all whatsoever Naphtali, their father, had charged them. Okay? And so this brings us to the end of the seventh, or is it the seventh testament? Or no, it's the eighth actually. Eighth testament concerning Naphtali, and this is concerning natural goodness. Okay? Hopefully there's some natural goodness flowing through you and I. Okay, I can speak for myself. Okay. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. And again, we will be covering the next here soon. I'm not sure if it'll be today, but we will be covering the next, which is the 8th testament, and this is concerning, this is the testament of Gad concerning hatred. Okay, Gad is the 12th, or the 8th child, 9th child, excuse me, of Jacob. Okay, thank you so much as always for tuning in, and yeah, thank you so much, and tune in again soon.